I'm sure the organizers probably failed to mention, but we're actually sponsored by Citybus today. So please humor me and imagine one double-decker bus. Now how about 4 double-decker buses? 20? What about 200 double-decker buses? Well, 200 buses weigh 3,300 tons, which is also the amount of food waste we are throwing into our landfills each day in Hong Kong. How many of you knew that statistic? And how many of you did not? Thank you. That's why I'm here. I am Robin Hwang, and I'm the Executive Director of Foodlink Foundation. Hong Kong is Asia's world society. It is also Asia's most wasteful society. On average, a Hong Kong resident produces 1.3 kg of waste a day. A third of that is organic waste, or food waste, and that's the equivalent of 2 large hamburgers. A recent study showed that Hong Kong's 4 largest supermarkets were throwing away 29 tons of edible food a day. That can feed 48,000 families every day. And where's all this food going? Well, straight into our landfills. Approximately 3,300 tons of waste is being disposed of into our landfills each day. 70% of that is from the commercial sector, and 30% are from households. Now, by 2015, Hong Kong's landfills will reach maximum capacity. What's the other social issue that we face here in Hong Kong? Poverty. Did you know that 1 out of every 5 people in Hong Kong live under the poverty line, earning an average income of $7,000 per household or less? This means that 1 in 4 kids are unable to have 3 proper meals a day. So there we have it. We live in a city where people eat out 6 times a week at one of our 189 hotels or at one of the 12,000 restaurants that we have. And we are creating an insurmountable amount of surplus food. What is being done? Well, in 2001, my mother Vanessa asked the same question. And to her surprise, she found out that, well, nothing's being done. All that food was just being chucked away into our landfills. So what does she do? She bought a lot of these. And then she went to the hotels and restaurants, and she started picking up surplus food and donating that food to the homeless. Unfortunately, in 2003, SARS hit Hong Kong. And we had automatic alcohol dispensers in every building, and people were pressing elevator buttons with their knuckles instead of their fingers. Or if you're like me, use your elbow. But this also meant that hotels were reluctant to give away their surplus food because of health and safety concerns. But determined to continue her initiative, in 2009, my mother recruited her 3 daughters, as well as the financial help of my father and some advisors, and we created a charity called Foodlink Foundation. Back in the day, our logo was based on our black family van that we were using for these deliveries. Unfortunately, we actually received an overwhelming response that our logo looked like a hearse for dead and unwanted food. So we had to rebrand, and this is Foodlink as we know it today. And we are here to replace hunger with a smile. Unlike many charities, Foodlink has a bifold mission statement. The first is to provide nutritious and healthy meals to people of need in Hong Kong, and the second is to minimize wastage from the food and beverage industry. And how do we do that? Well, we go to the top hotels, restaurants, and clubs around town, and we pick up their surplus food, and we donate it to the people in need. So it's basic economics. There's an oversupply of food, and then there is a demand for that food. So Foodlink is a bridge that bridges the supply to the demand. Of course, we were met with challenges along the way. So in the US and Australia, food donors are protected by legislation, known as the Good Samaritan legislation, from liability when they donate food in good faith to nonprofits. Such law does not exist in Hong Kong. We therefore had to create a system of our own to protect Foodlink, as well as our food sponsors, and to ensure food quality. And this is what we do. We first provide plastic food containers to all our food donors. They are always processed through the commercial dishwasher. At the end of each buffet, the chefs will identify the food that is still safe to eat and safe to keep. He will then package it up into the containers that we've provided. He will put it into either the walk-in refrigerator or a blast chiller. Now, a blast chiller is an awesome machine. It brings the temperature of the food down to 2 to 3 degrees, thereby minimizing bacterial growth. Our Foodlink driver will then go to 2 to 3 or 4 different food sponsors and pick up the food and put it into our refrigerated vans. Within 1 hour, he will have delivered the food to a beneficiary that we're working with. This means we are delivering and picking up food faster than food by phone. No. The beneficiaries then have to reheat the food to a proper serving temperature, and then they have to serve on-site to the people that they help. What are we picking up? Well, obviously breads, pastries, fried rice, fried noodles, fruits, vegetables, chicken legs, pork chops, lamb chops, steaks, grilled shrimp, lobster, and who's giving us this food? Well, currently Foodlink is working with 46 different sponsoring food partners, including the Grand Hyatt, the Langham Hotel, the Nico Group, the Novotel Hotel. We work with the Shangri-La Group, the Four Seasons, the Ritz-Carlton, and many more of the clubs and restaurants that you see on this list. And where does the food go? Well, it goes to people like Mohammed. Mohammed is from West Africa, and he is an asylum seeker here in Hong Kong. This means he has no legal identity, and he is not permitted to work. He is given a 30-day food allowance every day by the government, and so he is a regular at one of Foodlink's beneficiaries. Without this food support, each day will be a greater struggle for people like Mohammed. So Foodlink is currently working with 31 different beneficiary organizations that serve our community, from asylum seekers to street sleepers to the elderly to children with terminal illnesses. We work with anybody that has food needs, because whether you're 3 to 30 or 80, you still need food. And at Foodlink, we are constantly looking for areas where we can find excess. So we created a bread program whereby qualified beneficiaries can go and pick up the surplus bread at the end of closing from bakeries and distribute it to the people that they help. This means Foodlink doesn't have to be the middle person, and that the bread does not end up in our landfills. And because we were working with so many hotels, we also realized that the half-use bottles of shampoo, conditioner are also tossed into our landfills. So what do? We started picking them up. So now we pick up bath gel, shampoo, conditioner, toilet paper. So now our beneficiaries are receiving quality 5-star hotel food, as well as 3-ply toilet paper. Foodlink has grown very significantly since 2009. Back in the day, we had 3 donors and 3 beneficiaries. We were picking up 100 kg of food and providing 250 meals. Today, we have 46 donors, 31 beneficiaries. We're picking up close to 3 tons of food a week and providing 3,200 meals. And we're doing all that. And we're doing all that with a staff of 11, many of which are volunteers, myself included. And how do we do it? Well, we have 2 vans. With 2 vans, we're able to help our community. Our 3rd van will be coming by the end of the year. So what can we do with an additional van? Well, we can provide 83,200 meals at $5.30 each meal. That is less than a bolo bao. Not only that, we are preventing 160 tons of food waste from being disposed of into our landfills. Putting it into perspective, that's the equivalent of 10 double-decker buses. However, we're just at the tip of the iceberg. So as long as there continues to be wastage in Hong Kong, we at Foodlink, and our vision is to ensure that every needy person in Hong Kong will have access to a healthy meal. Thank you very much.